What's up, family? It's your man Renaissance with you once again. Glad to be with you for another session of the Flow-ology Mastery class, and taking some time out of this day, my day off, and just wanted to share something with you before I get back and finish this week. As it's been an interesting week, I should say, as life has been filled with the navigation. I hope you're doing well. I know you've got some curveballs, or you had some ideas of things you hope would manifest, and you're like, okay, Father, I'm praying, I'm watching, I'm working. Like it's the win thing, right? All right, I'm going through it too. But then I remembered the next section for today's topic. It says losing is not an option. I like to say failure is not an option. And I got that particularly quote from, it was Miles Davis, a great jazz player. He said, in life there are no mistakes. And I was like, wow. I said, wow, and I thought about the notes that he might have, played out of tune and whatever, but he kept going. And, because of that, we talk about him, we celebrate his music. His music is something that will live on. It has a piece where it may never be played, but it will be remembered in the minds of people. And so therefore losing is not an option. And with this world going through all the things I'm watching, the finances, because that's the biggest thing we can talk about. Money's tight, right, for everybody. There's some, even McDonald's is laying off right now. I'm like, whoa, I said, so I'm wondering if my people are starting to catch the wind of the shift in the earth. Are you starting to catch what's going on? Because if you are, losing or failure is not an option. And that's why I love today's section. And I'll go and get started with a few words to show you how I try to, from a poetic way or a novel writer's way, to give it some clarity. Losing is not an option. Repeat those 5 words again. If you don't, then you are comfortable with coming up short of your goal. Yeah, I gotta stop. Because how many people work around someone who I might say is complacent? They come to work and they complain all day long, but they don't do anything to change their scene. They don't try to come and make themselves better. They don't come in, they just complain. I mean, we have people around us all the time who that's their mode of operation. It's easier for me to talk about change than go do it or be a part of it, or realize it's a part of what's going on. But if you're not, then those are the people who are always complaining, and then they're just sitting back like, well, this ain't gonna never change, or this gonna be all right. Or I know a lot of brothers will say this, I'm going to lay it down. I'm like, all right, you've been in jail for 2 months, so you're gonna just lay it down. That means you just give up. It's like whatever they tell me, I'm gonna do. Wrong, family. Losing is not an option when you have this in mind. Remember, the whole premise of the flow in 12 steps is to get to the good life. Good thoughts, good words, good deeds. I go on to say so many stories written and untold involved people like me and you who overcame devastating odds to be at their ultimate peak. How many of you have amazing stories of things you overcome? Cancer, diabetes, car wrecks, accidents, loss of life, loss of death, loss of finances, loss of home. How many of you have overcome certain odds? It's not perfect yet, but you're here. See, that tells me and you that you haven't lost. You haven't won all that you think you should have, but see, if you're here to get up and go forward, whether you're going forward complacent or angry or not, you still have won. Now, if you take advantage of your winning and start to walk in that flow, then your opportunity to grow happens. It happens almost like an overnight. You can be walking by a field one day, it's full of dirt, and like a week later, it's full of grass. The dirt is always going to produce. Put nothing in it, something's going to be there and produce out of it. That's all we have to be as individuals. We can't be so rigid and I got to do it my way. It's like, no, learn to flow with things and you still won't lose. You'll think, well, they're making me do this. No. When I got the job, I'll share with it. I used to get upset with the little guy who made the schedule. And I told him, I said, man, you need to stop making the schedule with your damn emotions. I said it just like that. And that was like April 2022. Well, family, he went crazy from April 2022 to decent till right now. Still doing crazy things, put me this place and that. And I'm like, I laugh at it now because wherever he's putting me, that he think he's causing me some strenuous hard work. My creators show me how to navigate and getting it done with ease and with quality and with no bitterness. Because I'm about a heavenly work, not his pissy ass attitude. You know, let's be real about it, family. Because see, losing is not an option. I will not lose. I am Renaissance the messenger. I even, at the end of the story, I'll show you about something that happened to me just this week, yesterday, where I look at it and I say, you know what, this chapter was perfect for this moment because I can't lose. No matter what that no was I got yesterday, I can't lose. You with me, family? I know you feel it. So part of the process involves a change in your mentality that does not make room for excuses. Now, to all my melanin people out here, yeah, that means us folks with these colors right here. Yeah, we got to stop making them damn excuses about why work is hard. Do you know the reason why we've been here for so long, for millions of years, longer than any other race, and I hate to use that word, any other cultures? Do you know why we've been here so long? Because of our work ethic. In fact, it was so magnificent. We worked to a point where we didn't have to work as hard and we shared. Do you know that the biggest thing that the individual, the liars and those Blanco peoples, they knew we shared so much. And when they caused us to start having divisions amongst our families, our brothers, our mothers, our sisters, now to our football teams and this and that, we argue about dumb shit. Can I just be honest with black people? We do. That means it got us distracted about something that has nothing to do with us. We come from a culture where we shared everything. Now you got a brother who will let another brother lose his house or car because he's just too tightwad to give up his money. Or he ain't gonna pay me back. When just maybe a few thousand years ago, we shared every single thing. There was no welfare system. There was no police. There was no ambulances. There were no hospitals. We didn't need it. We shared our wealth and our intelligence and our knowledge. That's why I keep saying losing is not an option. And I didn't mean to go off on that tangent. Please forgive me, family. I try to stay on target, but as we're talking, I'm thinking about what we really need, what can help us to grow and help us to stop losing, because they know that when they broke down family and they broke down that cultural thing that had been for millions of years had been our thing to hang our hat on, and they broke it down, they know that we would lose. But I read the end of the story that says we come back and win. See, they can talk about you and us and say we're no good with that. But I'm telling you right now, losing is not an option. And let me get back because I don't want to get too far off. But see, here's a simple analogy. Your route to work may follow the same path. Yet, I believe there are alternative routes that reach the same goal. If we never let a setback become more than that, that's all it is. If an animal is hungry, they find different ways to get nutrients, and no 2 days are the same. Losing is not an option. In part of my talks, I watched nature. I think the word I learned from Dr. Kabe Kame is terror. And Dr. George Washington Carver, Harriet Tubman, other great people, they studied outside. They met God outside. They hung outside. They weren't running to the churches. They met God outside in nature by learning and watching and observing it. When I saw these animals, that if something happens this day where they normally got it, that doesn't stop them. There's another route. They use another instinct. They use another capability to say, I will not lose. And they don't. Now, sometimes they may have to go 2 or 3 days in a row, but then they'll find a harvest and they'll be good for a week or two. They understand the fluctuation of time, but they know if I just keep going, I will find it, because losing is not an option. So family, winners are the ones who keep going, improving their school skills necessary to compete and achieve. That's what I want to give to you and share with you, that we are the ones who have the opportunity to say, you know what, I'm winning from here on out. Nothing will stop me. And I'm going to let you know that nothing can stop you. Like I shared last week about the basketball story, we won by 70 points. You know, I know we were going to win, but when they did this, it was like they thought that they might have a chance to cause some. I was like, it doesn't matter what you do, I will not lose. And they said I was braggadocious. I was like, no, I was calm. I was humble. I never said a word out loud. I didn't get, I didn't get all niggerish. If you want to just be blunt with it, I could have acted up and I could have acted a donkey. Wasn't necessary because I knew what we were going to do at the end. Like in the Revelation, it says the last shall be first. You heard it so many times. They hope that you would understand that they were the Jews. I was like, okay, well, let them be the Jews, folks. We're the Hebrews. Understand that. So once you understand who you are, and you understand that the end says you will be raised and elevated to a new earth, and those fake Jews will be descended upon where they must go, never to be seen again. What does that mean? Losing is not an option. So family, please understand what you are, walk in it. And if you're going through a little something, understand the suffering, that's a part of our trial, but how we rock with it, how we flow with it. Put a verse in your heart or your mind, or put a quote in your spirit. Get something. Family, back in the days, we shared books. We were readers. We were intelligent. We are more intelligent than them easily. You know that. You're smarter than most of your bosses. You know that. You go to work with them. You see the dumb things they do and the decisions and choices they make. And then it's like, well, I think we'll change it this way. And it's like common sense with family. I ain't got time for all that. Right now, let's get the win. It's our time. Share this video. Talk to others. Let them know losing is not an option. It's the Renaissance Chronicles. Love, peace, say live.